cloud. All these complicated decisions you have to make. Right, so this is unusual, isn't it? So we're doing an interview for Etsy Made Local, and this is for the online event that we're having at the beginning of August, which is really exciting.
30th of August.
Yeah, really exciting. So we've not done this before, and Lucy and I literally just met, and we're getting to know each other via Zoom, which is really exciting. So I've got some questions for Lucy, and Lucy's got some questions for me. So I'll kick off and just ask Lucy, because it's Lucy Hook Designs. So what is it that you design?
So because I just started out, I'm trialing a couple of things. So I started out by doing prints, because I had a couple of people asking me if I could do some of my illustrations into prints for my Instagram. So I thought, why not get a few printed, see how it goes. And then I've gradually started getting some greetings cards printed, which are selling really well, which is good. And in my spare time, I love to bake. That's literally all I do, probably baking every single day. So I started doing some cake toppers, stuff like that, which I'd love to eventually turn into kind of a party wear collection. That's kind of my dream. So hopefully something like that. But at the moment, prints, greetings cards. But I do get a lot of people asking me to do custom things. So I can pretty much design whatever anyone wants. But it's all very quirky, illustrative. I like to make things that make people smile. Kind of a conversation starting point. So
that's exciting.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, so how did you get into designing cards? Did you do art or?
Oh yes, well I was thinking about this, and for some reason I've always known that I wanted to go into cards. Like ever since I was little, I was always making cards for people's birthdays, and people just expected it from me. They never expected a shop bought card from me. It's always like, oh, Lucy's homemade cards. And then I went off to university in Leeds, at Leeds Arts University, and did printer textiles, and that was kind of where I discovered that you could actually make a career out of card designing. And it kind of came as a bit of a shock for me. And we did some live briefs with Hallmark, the big card company. So, and I actually ended up winning one of those and going on and doing a placement for 2 weeks with them in their studios. So that kind of gave me a taste of doing that. And then after graduating last year, I've just finished a year's contract with UK Greetings, working for their Sainsbury's team. So that's kind of how I've always done cards, and that's kind of been my job for the past year. So I've just finished doing that. So that's how I've kind of started doing my own cards off the back of that. So as well as buying my cards.
Really exciting.
Christmas 2020 in Sainsbury's. Right, so mine's there as well.
We'll look for Lucy's design.
Yeah.
Oh wow! I expect your Instagram to be full of posts going, "This is mine. I did that."
I'm gonna have to take someone to Sainsbury's with me over Christmas and be like, "You're gonna have to take a picture of me with my card in the shop." I'll get so excited.
That's amazing.
In a shop, so very exciting.
So
that's kind of where it came from, but hopefully I'll go on to do that as a career for a long time. But very exciting.
Fabulous.
So
you've been able to do that during lockdown as well, in terms of doing it for yourself?
So I started working from home from UK Greetings at the start of lockdown, but I was on a maternity cover contract, so I've had to stop that. It was kind of, I didn't have anything else to do, so I've always wanted to start my own Etsy, but just never had time from graduating uni and the stress of finding your first job and everything. So I finally had time to sit down and think, oh well, I can actually start doing this now. So so throughout lockdown, that's what I've been doing. Had my little studio, designing all that kind of stuff. So hopefully it will continue for a long time and everyone will want to buy my things.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially when you go at Christmas, look at my designs.
I know, exactly. Yeah. I'm in Sainsbury's, so.
Darling.
Yes. All very exciting. People probably get sick of me. Follow my Instagram. Just the whole time. Here, buy these, buy these.
Oh, no, I think that's amazing. That's really good. It's such a good recommendation, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So a big confidence boost.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, how would you describe your style? You've mentioned it's quite quirky.
Yeah, so many people describe it as quirky, and it's never something I really thought my style was. But all throughout uni, it's always been, oh, your work's really quirky, which is nice, so I'll take that. And that's kind of how I describe my style. But I think because I am just starting out and I have finished uni, did a lot of experimenting throughout uni. And yeah, so just kind of going with the flow. But yeah, quirky, quite, I like to tell a story through my work, illustrate things that people love, everyday objects that people love, a lot of food, a lot of food and kitchen baking. I illustrate a lot of baking stuff. So yeah, quirky. I'll go with.
It's quite colourful as well, isn't it?
Pardon?
Quite colourful. Very
colourful. Yeah, I use a lot of colour in my work. I did go through a phase of doing very muted tones, but it just wasn't me. So just very colourful. I like to think that's just me, very colourful. I go through my work. Exactly. Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just to brighten up the home a little bit. I think, especially in times like this, it's you're at home a lot more, and if you're working from home, just something to brighten your surroundings, and just obviously mental health are big anytime, but especially at the moment, you've got to look after your mental health a lot, and I just want to bring brightness and make people happy and bring a bit of cheer to the day.
Yeah, and you know, something a little bit unusual, and things like colours do make a difference.
Oh, they really do. Yeah, really do. Yeah, I have so much art around the house that I'm a self-confessed art addict, that I just keep buying prints, but I just love it. I just think it brings so much personality to your home.
I agree.
And if it's something you love and something that you also, I love to buy art from people who I get to know a little bit, so like local makers and stuff like that. So yeah, I just think every time you look at it, if it's got a story behind it, you're reminded of that as well. So
absolutely. No, I totally agree with you. I mean, in my studio, you can see behind me, I've got some glass panels that I made a few years ago.
Yeah, lovely.
On a course made of some glass panels, and then you can't really see, I don't think, there you can see that there's some artwork just in the corner. That's one's mushroom, because I do a lot of mushroom stuff in my work, and then the other one's just some painting, but 3D version.
Yeah.
And I just find I prefer to work in 3D. That suits me, and so I'm happier doing something that's more of a construction, even though it's with paint.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I completely agree. I'm a very hands-on maker. Yeah. I've always been very crafty. So I do a lot of paper cutting as well as digital work. So I just love making little things. And I've recently invested in a cutter, like a die cutter, digital cutter thing.
Oh, nice.
So I'm absolutely loving that
type thing.
Yeah, so absolutely loving that. Very hands-on paper, making little things. So like my cake toppers, that's kind of how I started with that kind of stuff. Making things very handmade, and I just think it brings a lot of, again, personality to your work. If it's handmade and people can see that you've taken the time to put effort into it, like yours. I bet they take a long time to make your beautiful jewellery, but I think people really appreciate that.
I think right. Yeah, and certainly the customers on Etsy, they definitely they definitely appreciate the handmade. When we've done the Etsy Made Local at Christmas or the summer ones that we've done, people come along and they're specifically looking for something a little bit unusual, a little bit quirky, and definitely handmade. And they're always interested in the story behind it. Why did you?
Oh, definitely.
What inspired you to do that? And
lovely
to have a conversation with people that are so interested in what you do, and they genuinely are. And so when people come in, you know, it could take them quite some time to go around all the different makers, because they are genuinely interested, and then they'll go around once, and then they'll maybe come round again just to have another look with something. So it's really good fun.
Yeah, it is really nice. I was reading on your website about what inspires you behind your woodland collection. Is it the common near you?
Yeah.
That's
so
really...
Stickworth Common's just behind my studio.
Nice.
It's a really old common, and it was, you know, you'd have the common sheep and horses and whatever, ponies could go there, and you know, you just share the land. And it's so nice actually, because it's gone through so many different editions. You know, there's some Bronze Age relics there, but now it's a mixture of sort of grazing, marshland, not marshland. I can't remember what it is. It's.
I know what you mean. Yeah. I can't think of the word.
I can't remember the word. But yeah, and loads of beech trees. But the beech trees and things are growing up through World War II, concrete that was put down when it was an RAF training base. So they just, it's like Mother Nature's just gone, this is I'm going to force my way back through this concrete. Amazing. And then as you're walking through what would have been part of a runway or past a bomb bay, and then this pony will go right in front of you, and they literally just walk in front of you, and you, all right, okay.
Yeah.
They don't take the slightest bit of notice of you. And they'll just walk in front, and then there's a little group of them, or there's these little black sheep, and you can just see those over. And then there's amazing longhorn cows, which are huge, absolutely huge, with massive horns. And you just look at them, I mean, initially you're terrified.
Oh God, yeah.
Then again, they just walk past you and they don't care. They're just not interested.
You're used to humans walking around all the time, aren't you?
So
it's a beautiful place there.
Amazing.
I went for the first time the other day. I didn't even know it was there. And I went, and it's huge as well. I didn't expect it to be so big. But it's really, really nice. Took the dog there for a walk. He liked it.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, the funniest thing was when we were allowed out after lockdown. All right, I'm going to go and have a nice walk around. And it was like a tourist destination.
Everyone had the same idea.
There you all come. But loads of people taking the dogs for a walk in the common. And it's really, really popular for that. But it's, you know, there's other times you can go and there's not a soul around.
That's nice, isn't it? I like it when you go somewhere and there's no one else.
It's so
peaceful.
Definitely.
So does that kind of inspire your work then, the natural?
I mean, it's a mixture of things like the woodland and the trees and the open spaces, but I've got, in my jewellery, I've got things like the birds are featured quite heavily, and I quite like the whole moon thing. And there's some hares as well around my studio, so I've got a little collection of hare jewellery, little leaping hares or moon gazing hares, but all of them have a background really of the woodland, and that's the beech trees in there, just absolutely gorgeous. Sorry, birch, there's the silver birch, so they're just beautiful. And then just by my studio as well, there's a little beehive.
Oh, really?
That's not been there that long. It's only been there a couple of years.
Yeah.
Got a little bit of meadow. Part of one of the fields has been just turned into wild grasses and wild meadow. You know, you just like, oh yeah, they just go feeding there, and then there's the honey. And on a Saturday when I've got a workshop on, every now and again you'll just get about 10 beekeepers arrive with all the gear on,
you.
Go to sort the bees out. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, oh. Do you get any local honey then?
I've never had any yet, but I have been looking.
Yeah.
I'd love to try.
I'll be the first customer.
Yeah, excuse me, I want some.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Very, very nice.
Yeah, so you do see a lot of that sort of thing featured in my jewellery.
Yeah.
I just love that. And even if I try not to put it in, it ends up in.
Yeah.
Well,
you just go back to what you like and what works well. I'm sure it works really well, that kind of stuff. So yeah, very nice.
Good.
Shall we pause this? Sorry, I lost my trail.
So how long have you been on Etsy then, Lucy?
So I've only actually been on for 2 months.
Really new.
It's very, very new to me. But it's all very exciting. Oh God, sorry, I've lost my trail of thought again. This is literally as soon as.
So Lucy, how long have you been on Etsy?
So I've only actually been on for 2 months, which is very new. But I'm just learning as I go along, really. It's a daunting thing starting to sell your own stuff. You don't know what people are going to like. You kind of have this idea of, oh, this is what I like and this is what I think I'm going to sell. And then that can completely change and people can buy something that you never thought anyone would buy. And there'll be loads of rave reviews about that. So, yeah, only 2 months, but it's a learning process. And I'm getting there eventually.
How many sales have you had in 2 months?
40 sales.
Oh wow!
Which is really good. Really happy about. And yeah, so
that's brilliant. So what's your most popular product?
Oh, it's the Yorkshire Tea print is by far the most popular.
Yeah.
Everyone loves Yorkshire Tea. And it's weird actually because people come to me and they're like, oh, Yorkshire Tea's the best. I'm like, well, I don't actually drink tea. To say one of my most popular prints is a Yorkshire Tea print, and I don't drink tea. But yeah, everyone loves that. Sells really well. Which it's now actually available in A4, A3, and 2 birthday cards have it on as well. So there's lots of products for people to buy with that on, which is good. And yeah, they're all selling really well.
And is that going to be featured in your products for the event?
Yes, it will be. Yeah, it's one of the main featured ones. Yeah. So I'm just kind of off the back of that designing some more Yorkshire themed prints because I am very proud to be from Yorkshire. So just everything to do with Yorkshire. But yeah, I've had quite a lot of people being like, oh, you should do this kind of thing, you should do this kind of thing. So there's lots of ideas and they're all going to be coming very soon. Hopefully.
It's hard to decide though, isn't it? When
it is,
so many ideas.
I know. Well, I'm very I get very excited about one idea and then I'll do it really quickly and then I just need to slow down a little bit and do it. But there's lots of, because it's a very new business, there's lots of different things in the pipeline. And like I say, it's just kind of seeing what people like to buy. So it's very exciting.
It is.
Yeah, really. How long have you had your Etsy for then?
I think it's about, must be about 5 years.
Really? Like amazing. So how did you get into being a jeweller then?
It started off as a hobby. When I first started, I was in a job that was quite intense. And I wanted something, I didn't have any hobbies or anything like that, and I just wanted something that would take my mind off my work and shut all that internal chatter down. Something that I had to concentrate on. And that's one of the things that's quite important to me, to help other people do that. We do have social media and chatter and all sorts of things. So that was my way, was to concentrate on doing something, making jewellery. And I started doing a little bit more. I wanted to make things that were my style and not just things off the shelf.
Yeah.
So, and I didn't think I had a style, but all of a sudden, I did realise, you know, quite quickly you realise there's actually quite things that you're quite drawn to. And there's two things that when I was looking at my logo, I had a choice between hearts and trees. And I went with hearts. I literally went with my heart.
Yeah.
So I went lots of hearts. And it was really funny because recently I said, oh, you know, I want something in my logo to reflect the woodland near me. And I looked at the original logos, and the logo of the tree, I thought, well, that was one of my original ones.
Yeah.
So I got the designer just to tweak it a little bit. So the hearts that are on my heart bit of the logo are the leaves on the tree.
Oh, that's such a nice, that's a really good idea.
Really nice, yeah. And those, and it just makes you realise it's in you, whether you realise.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. And it just evolves very naturally, isn't it? I think if you try to force it too much, it starts becoming something that's completely not you, that you think people want, but actually people just want you to be you and just make things you want to make. And absolutely. I've just been doing some
online courses in lockdown.
Oh, nice.
And it's quite, one of the things I didn't realise that I did until I videoed it was that I do lots of really, really organic designs.
Yeah.
And the colleague that I'm working with, she likes quite structural designs. So in doing our teaching, our two different styles are very, very good because we complement each other. People get to see one version and another. So mine are really, really organic. And I find myself saying that so often in what I do. It's like, oh, you know, I just want something that flows, that's really natural. I don't want symmetrical. I guess I just don't put any symmetry in things at all. Three, I like things to be uneven. And it's like, oh gosh.
That's nice though, but that just shows that if that's how you've been making stuff and you've had it for 5 years and people are coming to you and buying things, that people just really like that and like you to be kind of honest and design stuff that you like, and which is really nice.
Absolutely.
So is your online courses, are they kind of lockdown versions of your workshops then?
The main one that I'm doing at the moment is something that I do in my studio, and I have got a class coming up in my studio, but it's something that's an international accredited class, and it's something I've been talking about doing for years but never really had the time to do it because it's quite a lot of projects over a long period of time depending on how you deliver it. So in person it's 2 days, 3 days and another 3 days. But what we did was we've taken this so that it runs over 10 months, I think. 10 months.
Okay.
But it's a precious metal clay certification course. And it's supported by Mitsubishi Materials.
Oh, right, okay.
Mitsubishi cars and electronics and things like that. Wow, so it's quite good.
Yeah.
And it's
amazing.
Yeah, we've got people from all over the world come in.
Really?
Online, and we've got lots of people from America. We've got Italians, French, somebody in Sweden, Ireland. I can't remember, there's more than that. They're all over the world.
That's amazing though. That's what's so good about, I feel like lockdown's shown us that we can just connect with everyone, and that's why the internet's so amazing. Which is really nice about this online fair.
Yeah, the Zoom platforms just giving us that. Oh, it's amazing.
I know. I didn't even know about it until lockdown.
Yeah.
And then it's just blown up, and it's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
so that's gone online, and then I'll be doing some more tutorials and things, but they're not the same as my in-class workshops. And they've started again now.
Oh, have they?
That's interesting.
So is that back in your other studio then?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what kind of stuff do you do in those then? What kind of classes do you do?
I've got some little stacker rings. I don't have any with me, but little stacker rings, and then fidget rings, which is like this.
Oh, I saw them. I love those.
Rings.
I'd literally be sat there all day doing this. I've always wanted one. I think they're amazing.
Really good fun to make. So we make those quite regularly.
Yeah.
So I usually have one of those every month. But I've got people that were booked pre-lockdown that are coming, and some people that are they've reorganised a postponed one and they're coming. But it's not right for everybody just yet.
No,
that's
no.
absolutely fine.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people have booked September, October.
Yeah.
That's fine too. Yeah. So there's things like bangles and rings and silver clay workshops and some specialist stuff. And a lot of one-to-one. I do quite a lot of one-to-one.
That's good. Yeah.
Which, you know, I'm lucky that I've got all the space in my studio. So not here, but my other studio. That we can easily do the social distancing.
Spread people out.
All the desks.
That's nice.
We can easily do it.
Yeah.
So that's really nice. And instead of wearing masks, we've got visors so we can see each other.
Oh, that's good. Oh, that's really good. Yeah. No, that's nice because people can come and do that and have a bit of normality.
Yes.
While also feeling safe and doing something amazing that they might not ever get to do before.
No, and it was one of the things I was worried about was coming out of lockdown thinking, oh well, what if it's not as fun for people?
Yeah.
But actually it's been really, really good. People have still connected and still chatted and had great fun. And so if, you know, as long as they're happy, I'm happy.
Yeah.
As long as we can keep them safe.
I think if the coming out of lockdown, and if it's done right and you're in an environment that's nice and you're with people who kind of understand, who aren't taking the mick a little bit, it's nice because you kind of forget about it, don't you? I sometimes go out and come back and I'm like, oh, I forgot that there's something going on, and I just felt a bit normal for a change, which is really nice.
Yeah.
To be able to get out of the house and do something. So I've been to a couple of
visors that we wear.
Yeah.
For when I'm getting close to people, and you can't, because the see-through, it's not one of these with a big band or anything like that. And I forget I've got it on.
Yeah.
I'm there going, oh yeah, I'm drinking water. I'm flashing the visor. And it's
I do that with a mask on. I'm like, oh, go time. I've got a mask on. Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic though. It's really, really good fun. Really good fun.
It sounds really good fun. So do you do classes in the metal clay? I'm really intrigued about this metal clay.
Oh, the magical metal clay.
I've heard about it before, but I've never really understood like what it is.
So what it is, it's particles of silver. This is what I do in the class.
Yeah.
So particles of silver. These are 2 particles of silver. And instead of them being fused together like that, they're actually separate, and then they're being held together with an organic materials and a little bit of water so that it's like a clay.
Yeah.
And because it's like a clay, you can roll it, you can texture it, you can cut it, you can curl it up, you can do all sorts of things with it. But then you dry it, so you're evaporating the water, and then once that's dry and you've refined it, you can then get a blowtorch onto it, or I've got the kiln behind me.
I was going to say, like a kiln.
So you can kiln, but you can blowtorch quite decent sized pieces.
Yeah.
And then you burn the organic material away, and you're left with solid silver.
Oh, that's amazing.
So it is like magic.
Yeah.
Alchemy.
Yeah. No, I think that's great because silver's obviously a hard material to work with, isn't it? So if that just makes it slightly easier and makes it into whatever shape you want it to be, it's really good.
And if you've got dexterity problems, people do it because they struggle with the silver from the dexterity point of view, or a bit of arthritis in your fingers, or whatever reason. And for me, I like to just manipulate it and do all sorts of things. But it's just a nice medium to work with. And I work with sterling silver. I do silversmithing as well. But this is just so much fun.
Yeah.
Do all sorts of weird and wonderful things with it.
Well, you can just literally do anything with it then, can't you? Yeah. Is it quite a new thing?
It's about just over 20 years it's been around. Yeah. It came out when the price of silver went pro rata, it went quite high. And in Japan, I think Mitsubishi, and there's another company there as well. So, what this is a waste product of what we do. So what could we do to reuse it? It has a value to the product. So they came up with this way of reusing particles of silver, and that's what I like
as well. So
it's all recycled.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. Well, we all love that, don't we?
Yeah. So a bit of recycling, and a bit more recycling, and then a bit more recycling. Yeah.
And the fact you can make out of their waste, you can make something really beautiful.
Absolutely. Yeah. I do like the whole ethos behind it.
Yeah. And I think with people buying stuff, it resonates with them if something sustainable, and also with workshops, if they can make it themselves, then they know exactly where it's come from, and it's really, really nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, very nice. So what you live in beautiful Yorkshire. What do you love the most about working and living in Yorkshire? Have you always lived in Yorkshire?
I have, but it hasn't always been called Yorkshire.
Oh, okay.
So I was born not far from Whitby, a place called Saltburn, which at the time was Yorkshire. It's not, I think it's Teesside now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But it is really Yorkshire.
Yeah.
But no, my family are from York.
Yeah.
York.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I've got a really close affinity with York. And even though my mum lives in Leeds, my sister actually lives in the same village as me, as does my sister-in-law. So we're getting together.
Yeah. That is really nice then.
Yeah.
Nice to be close to your family and friends, isn't it? So. Yeah.
But yeah, we have big links with York. That's where the family are from.
Yeah.
So I like doing my family history, and then going to different places. Like Hotel, which is right opposite the Minster. That's where my grandma, great grandma, and great great grandma used to work.
Oh, really? Also very local then.
Yeah.
That's really nice. Yeah. Yeah. My dad's side of the family are from Yorkshire, from York, and my dad used to have a bike shop, and then his dad used to have the same shop that he had, but it was an outfitter shop, so it's all very local.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, York's a lovely place to live in.
It is, absolutely. I think when you really go in there, there's so many things that inspire you.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, there is so much architecture, and just like that, to the shambles and stuff like that is amazing. And you don't realise, like, even down Coney Street, you look up and there's amazing buildings above you.
Yeah.
You just don't realise, do you? So,
yeah, one of the things that I did a few years ago was it's after I'd been to the art gallery, and there was a few pictures in there, and I really loved these pictures. And it was, I think it was Fountains Abbey. It was pictures of Fountains Abbey, and I just loved the architecture in it. And I started making some pieces of jewellery, which was the windows.
Oh, nice.
And then a little view through the windows into birds and the trees and things like that.
Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah. In fact, I might have to do some more of those.
Yeah, you should. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah,
that doors is on my list.
Yeah.
Lots of different doors.
Oh, yeah.
And then imagining what's behind the doors.
Yeah, lovely. Very nice. Well, you can just find inspiration from anywhere, can't you? So
yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
So I think
do you have any more questions?
I don't think so, no.
No.
I think that's everything.
It's really interesting. This is a good way to meet people, isn't it?
I know it is. It's really nice. Especially because we can't meet anyone in person. It's nice to do something.
I think this is amazing. Yeah. So I think if we stop it there. That'd be really good.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much.
Thank
It's been
you.
lovely to talk to you.
So I'm going to stop